What's cracking, y'all? You are now watching Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today. What's cracking? Back with some more Kobe Bean Bryant content. I found this video called "Why Kobe Improved in the Playoffs" by the channel Thinking Basketball Thinking Basketball that I'm subscribed to, and I found that they had some pretty good content here, and generally I've liked everything I've seen that they've put out so far. But you know, I found this, and y'all know me, man. I'm just here to put away some of the false narratives, honestly, regarding a lot of players that I want to cover, but definitely Kobe Bryant. And that's a big reason why I started this channel, was to address some of these false narratives regarding Kobe Bryant, that he was always a ball hog, that he was hard to play with, or and things like that aren't really absolutely true. But a lot of people just feed off this and run with it, and it gets fed throughout the masses. But and then I hear people say things like Kobe was worse in the playoffs, and I'm just like, what are you talking about, dude? I can't talk to people like this, man. Kobe Bryant worse in the playoffs. Kobe Bryant, the guy that has more victories against 50 plus win teams in the playoffs than anybody in NBA history, and has played through one of the hardest conferences ever at any era, was that Western Conference during Kobe's tenure, and managed to squeeze out 5 championships during that time, 7 finals appearances. Come on, man. I've watched this guy play. Dude was a wrecking ball. Anywho, let's see what this is all about and see how they speak some truth onto Kobe as a playoff performer. Let's get into it.
If we fast forward to 2008, which I think is his peak, and this period, 2006 to 2010, pretty clearly his best years for me. You could throw in 2003 as well. But we go to 2008, they're a much better team. They are now, instead of a +2 offense, they're a +6 offense, but they're a better defensive team as well. They're really, really good that year. And Kobe's box plus minus in that season is his career best in my model, right around +6. And that +6 is better than Wade or Harden ever hit in the regular season or the playoffs. 2008, I thought he played better defense, shot 36% from downtown, created about 9 shots per 100 for teammates. Passer rating was better. So the totality of that body of work and the idea that he was a better off-ball player, he was a better off-ball player than both of these guys to me, Harden and Wade.
I was about to say, so it looks like he's comparing to Harden and Wade for shooting guards. Now, like I've been on the record, so maybe not always on the record, but just in conversations. To me, Wade wasn't as good as Kobe Bryant, and I don't think it was that close. Harden the same. People out here trying to say Harden's a better scorer than Kobe and Michael Jordan. Are you nuts? Are you nuts? Seriously? Anyway, but one thing about Kobe could do, he didn't need the ball in his hands. He didn't have to monopolize the ball like a lot of players do now. They hold the ball. Kobe allowed other players to naturally be who they were because he didn't hold the ball all the time. He played within his offense. He got to his spots. He was quick with his decisions. Anyway, I'll let him talk.
Because he was very active without the ball, though. He moved. Wade is a great cutter and an explosive cutter, but Kobe moved in different directions, in different places. I'm going to come off a screen. I'm going to back cut you. Constant kind of movement without the basketball in a way that threatened and pressured defenses. It picked up some gravity as part of his off-ball game. So you do have to worry about him. He does have some shooting and spacing that are beneficial and additive. And he can move without the ball and cut and get to places that fit within his offense. Part of that is because when he catches it, he's dangerous in so many areas. This is the perk of having a back to the basket game. So when you cut into space at the elbow, he can catch and turn in one motion and hit that shot. We saw him hit that shot over and over and over again during those years. Doesn't even really have to be square. He just gets into it. Wade is not a guy who's going to come off a pin down screen, curl up at the elbow, and make that shot constantly. And James Harden certainly isn't doing that. But Kobe can also get in a position where he gets a seal in a post. He can catch with his back to the basket at 8 feet and hit that. He did this a lot. He's a very impressive and underrated off-ball player.
True.
And I think that's a big factor in comparing him, especially to these two guys. Therefore, what I'm about to tell you should not come as a surprise. In the playoffs, when we get to the postseason, when we get to trying to create championship-level offense and team heights against high-quality and championship-level defense, what happened to Kobe Bryant? You could say he got better. Check this out. 2008 to 2010, shot creation goes up to 10 per 100. The scoring, his scoring over those 3 years was 31 points per 75, plus 4% efficiency. He actually hit plus 5% efficiency in a smaller stretch from 2006 to 2008. Remember, 2006 to 2008, they play 30-something playoff games. But 2008 to 2010 is like 60 playoff games. So 31 plus 4, 30 plus 5. That is similar to Wade's 30 plus 6. And for my money, just a level, not an enormous jump, but it is a level ahead of Harden's 31 plus 2. So all that stuff we talked about earlier with changes in the playoffs, counters, it goes the other way with Kobe. Kobe is a guy I've described as inelastic or resilient. His robust scoring game allows him to have counter after counter after counter. Yes, he took too many long twos, which prevented his efficiency from ever seeing plus 8, plus 10, plus 12, the all-time greats. But that level below, all these other things that we've discussed, allow him to succeed in general against so many different kinds of defenses as a scorer. His numbers, some more advanced numbers, box plus minus of over plus 6. So right in this Wade, Harden, Kobe, their playoff box plus minuses are very similar. He has the highest augmented plus minus, just under plus 5 from 2008 to 2010 in the playoffs. This is the one that kind of impresses me the most.
Back picks.
His postseason offenses during that period were about plus 7. So we haven't talked about any of the other players in this series playing on a team of that height. When he played with Shaq, these were some of the greatest postseason offenses in NBA history, up near plus 9 and plus 10 over 3-year stretches at the beginning of the decade. I think a lot of that comes from what I just described, his ability to play without the basketball, his ability to still be a high-level creator, an offensive engine, and a good passer. He has outside shooting, and then the counters. He's got more counters and more robustness to his scoring game and his offensive game than any of these guys. Now, of course, if you're not intimately familiar with my work, you might be screaming at the radio right now like, wait a second, the teammates, what about the teammates? Of course the teammates matter. I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that a single player is responsible for his team's long-term postseason offense or defense. It's not the point at all. It's just to say that
good pass.
The evidence is there that the nature of Kobe's game has proven to fit and scale up to very high-level teams, and I think we can see that in his style. I think we can understand why that's happening. Pau Gasol and him were excellent fits. I think the triangle was actually a good fit for him because it allowed some of that off-ball activity to take shape, even if he went freelance from time to time. So you end up with him playing on better playoff teams, better playoff offenses than these other two guys ever had a chance to play on. Again, please don't look at the outcome of a team and say, Kobe's team was plus 8 and then this guy's plus 7, and so that's how you rank the players. That's not what I'm saying at all. Just looking at the evidence, the things that actually happened that we know, where Kobe did very well on high-level teams as a lead guy or fitting in next to other options. In the case with Shaq, Shaq was more the lead guy. And in the case with Gasol and Odom, Kobe was more the lead guy. And still, in both cases, very, very impressive results, not only on the team level, but on the individual numbers for Kobe.
A lot of this is stuff that I've said in other videos, but especially I'm glad that he brought the point. It's like, yeah, no, Kobe played within the triangle offense, which, you know, when you look at statistics and things like that, it kind of tones your numbers down because it doesn't allow you to be a LeBron James, a Russell Westbrook, a James Harden, a Luka Doncic, hold the ball, get all the numbers type of style. There's no point guard in the triangle offense. You're playing in a very unique system that is a triangle. And Kobe more or less played in that for the bulk of his career. But also, like he said, at times you go freelance. Phil Jackson, more so when Shaq was out, and more so post-Shaq era, Phil Jackson and allowed Kobe to break the triangle at times and do his own thing. There was a balance. And this balance was more so accepted post-Shaq era when Phil Jackson came back in the 2005-2006 season, and they had a much better relationship and a much deeper understanding with each other, while as opposed to during the Shaq era, at times it was met with some pushback from Phil. But when Shaq was out, Phil was more lenient towards it. So, but yeah, man, I watched this guy play his entire career in his playoffs. The dude was a wrecking ball in the playoffs, and you know, I don't think his offensive skill set gets enough credit. All the things he can do without the basketball. I've said that all the time. Oh, he's a ball hog. He's a ball hog. Yeah, there were moments where he was a ball hog, but that was not the norm. This guy didn't monopolize the ball. He got to his spaces. He made quick movements, and he's a very underrated passer. And despite popular belief, yeah, Kobe Bryant made his teammates better. Despite popular belief. Sorry, guys. Don't eat up everything the media tells you. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and I'll catch you on the next one. We out, baby.